So in the beginning, the Elohim created the heavens and the earths. The Elohim is plural for God. The deity in plural form, the deified level, the God form on a level of multiplicity. What Elohim means when you look at it with the naked eye and you use your common sense, El means God, O is the gateway, and Him means man. So we are the God man. Every human being is a God in flesh. This is why we can dream. This is why we can think. This is why we manifest things, because we are God in human form. This is what it means to be a human being. It means you are an Elohim. Now, Elohims always have to create a world in the start of a new age. So just like in that beginning, heaven and earth was created. And just like in that beginning, civilizations were formed and rules were made and people were governed and things like that, and events in human history and history was made. Just like that, we are now in an age and in a new age now, where under the Aquarian energy, we are now in the Elohim position. Now there's a new beginning. And with every new beginning, these council of human beings, which is really all of us or whoever wants to sign up in their soul to realize and actualize the fact that they are God and that they are human, you put these things together and you create a society. Now, what is starting with a lot of experienced and seasoned astrologers are claiming is that in this beginning of Aquarius that started in December 20th of 2020, we are under Jupiterian and Saturnian energy. Saturn with the rings, with the iciness being mystery and identity, and the Jupiterian and the Jupiter energy being size and creativity, and that abundance and that abounding energy. So you have abundance and creativity being blended with identity and mystery, which means that for those who came out of the Piscean age, going through their Saturn of return, going through their 11 spheres of the clip off, so to speak, that was the particular path I took for my Saturn of return. Yours may be different, but that going through the dark night of the soul, if that happened to happen in your life, just coming into the Aquarian age from the Piscean age, then you are the designated Elohim on an energetic level to create this new Aquarian world, to be a governor, a dictator, a creator, a manifester, and a god in this age. And I don't mean that in the religious sense. I mean one who can create out of nothing, one who can demonstrate absolute power, one who can manifest all of these supernatural gifts that can only be attributed to godhood, all of which are experienced and demonstrated in the human body by humans everywhere, any culture. So the Jupiterian side of you, or whatever the case, whatever your creativity is, it's probably wrapped up in your identity now. If you were going through your Saturn of return, you found your identity, you found your purpose and your identity being meshed and intertwined. And in a lot of cases, you found a new purpose in your Saturn of return. You found out that people were really trying to design you to be a puppet for something. And then you came to a realization that their puppetry and their puppet strings were not strong enough to hold you, because you're not a puppet. You're a real person. A real person is too heavy for the strings of a wooden doll. So they couldn't hold you. Those Piscean, those fish swimming in opposite directions, splitting a person apart, tearing a person apart from the inside, going both upstream and downstream at the same time, saying both yes and no at the same time. That Piscean energy that causes saviors to be crucified and to say, Elohai, Elohai, lama sabachthani, my God, why have you forsaken me? And at the same time can say, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they do. Those are not contradictory statements. Those are statements that go in reverse order. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. My God, why have you forsaken me? So my God, why have thou forsaken me goes first. Why did the God form of humans all around him, Why did they forsake him? They forsook him because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what they were doing. That was why they forsook him. And that was how the Piscean age ended. Now in the Aquarian age, now that we're following the person with the water pitcher, see, the story's going backwards. You're going from the cross back to the Last Supper, etc. You're going back to the beginning. This is a return to something. See, the future is really behind us, and the past is really ahead of us. There's a certain part of our past that we're going to have to repeat in order to survive. Not all parts of the past are bad. There are attributes, there are characteristics, there are traditions, there are certain realities and revelations that were snuffed out of our past to keep us powerless in our present. So now that we're in the Aquarian energy, following the person with the water pitcher, headed to the Last Supper, which is really the first supper, the Last Supper of the Piscean age, but the first supper of the Aquarian, now we can prepare a new meal. Now we can have a first supper. Now we can have a supper where Judas is not even invited to the table. Now we can have only the disciples who are meant to really follow us for real, at the table. We don't have to be in a room full of disciples and we don't wash their feet. We made sure that their path was clear. We gave them the necessary wisdom and instruction, only for them to spit in our faces. Only for when I say one of you are going to betray me, everybody's looking around at each other like, who? It's not me, master. All of them had a little bit of betrayal in them. That part of the supper and those parts of the disciples are going to be swapped out by a whole new range of disciples, a whole new range of discipline. And this discipline isn't built with following something from the outside, but is built following something from the inside, not going forward to go backwards, but going backwards to go forward. We're taking the glory of the past, the knowledge and the wisdom and the authenticity of the past, and we're bringing it into this present moment to unwrap it as the present, as the gift, to unwrap the paper, to create this new civilization. Because as you can see, it's dark and is without form and it's void, and darkness covers the face of the deep. But we are hovering over this age because we are only about 2 months in. So go ahead and speak. Go ahead and hover above this chaos, this sea of nothingness, this void. Hover over it and speak light and speak knowledge and speak truth to it. Let there be light. Let here be light. Right here in 2022, let here be light. Because now we are in the Aquarian age. So as a correction, we're 2020 was technically the crossover. So we're a year and some change in. Since a year and some change in to the Aquarian age. So as the Elohim, which you already are, regardless of what you believe, you are divine, you are divinity covered in flesh. That's what you are. That's what I am. That's what we are. Now is our responsibility in this vast voidness of fear and panic and destructive energies. Now we have the chance to speak life into a new creation, a new world, a new heaven, and a new earth. Peace.